Well, speaking of black men who pay white women a lot of money, Shannon Sharpe.
Oh, God.
You've talked about this.
Man, exactly. Look, and Shannon didn't do anything wrong. It was just he had a relationship with a freaky white woman. And again, they can turn around and say the magic word, the Negro raped me. They can just turn around and say that. And it's always a racial thing. Didn't Tony Busby represent her too?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Yeah, you see, so it's like
but at least in that case, they actually had relationships.
Right.
I think with most of his clients, they probably never even met Diddy or just met him in passing.
Yeah, and some of the text messages, man, she was like, ooh, give me some of that. I want a big black baby up in me. It was
black baby part. Yeah,
it was some real weird race play stuff going on there.
But I think it was probably going both ways.
Yeah. You think he was doing some, that hunky coochie is so good. You think he was doing that?
I think so, yes. Actually, I think so. I think so. Because if you're tolerating that kind of talk from her, it's probably going back and forth.
But he was probably acting like a slave or some shit.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, that cootie cat. Ooh, that cootie cat is so good. He was probably on that. You know, people got these fetishes. And I know a lot of people were like telling Shannon, oh, we told you so. We should have got a black woman and all that. But I think that's unfair. You don't know if somebody's going to flip on you. I mean, you had a consensual relationship.
Yeah.
You don't know if somebody's going to flip on you. But when you are a black person in a relationship with a white person, you have to understand the white person, they are in a power position over you. That's a reality. Systematically, they have a system that will take their side over you.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Me and Shannon, last I checked, are not on good terms.
I like you. I love that brother. He seems like a solid brother.
No. What I was going to say is, although we were not on good terms when all this happened.
Now, why were you not on good terms?
When someone tells me, like, I met him early in his career, and we talked about doing an interview, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. And we kept in contact, and every time it was, time to actually lock something in, I would keep getting the runaround over and over again. Then, oh yeah, talk to this department about it or whatever. And I was just like, I just don't like that. When it comes to dealing with people, I could take a no.
Okay.
But I don't like the stringing along.
Okay.
That to me is sort of a sign of disrespect. It's like, just tell me, just be a man about it. Because I tell people no. They may not like it, but at least they'll respect it.
Right.
So I felt the whole back and forth and so forth over that left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But at the end of the day, he doesn't owe me anything.
Right.
But when I heard about this, I generally felt bad for him. Because from what I understand, he had to pay $23 million.
That's insane.
And then after that, he got fired from ESPN anyways.
He got fired, and then her ass retired from OnlyFans. He made a post.
That post looked like Tom Brady. After all these Super Bowl seasons, I'm stepping away.
Man, I'm retiring my OnlyFans. I done found the Lord.
There's all these like passages.
Man.
And she got her body done. She's recovering from surgery. So now she got ass and titties.
So a lot of these people know that a lot of these brothers are quick licks. They know that they can come up off of them. So cats just got to be careful out here.
Yeah, look, people like to point out that she was 19 and he was 54.
She's
not illegal.
Right, she's an adult, so.
Not an adult. She is an adult.
She's an adult.
She is an adult, but you are taking a risk dealing with someone who's still a teenager. Mentally, they're not all there. They're still developing as an adult. It's going to be viewed a certain type of way. At the end of the day, as a man, especially a successful man, you have to go into these situations going, if this came out in the public, whatever, I'll deal with it. See what I'm saying? It's like, baby mama drama. It's like, okay, my fans were mostly male, understand they have situations with their kids' mothers. So if this came out and she was bashing me, whatever, that's life. Happens all the time. But when you're in your 50s dealing with a 19-year-old, especially who's an OnlyFans model, who is basically selling pussy. Let's just call it what it is. She's selling pussy, right? You know that if this comes out, it's going to damage what you're doing overall, especially when you're working for Disney, who is the parent company of ESPN. So I think it was a learning situation for him. Just like, for example, when you look at the Diddy thing, like he was ultimately convicted for interstate prostitution.
Right.
Now, girls are getting flued out constantly. But after that happened, I think a lot of men were like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of the blowback happens when it's a black male. Remember that actor back in the early 2000s? What was his name? The British actor got caught on Sunset with Divine Brown. Remember, what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant, yeah. Hugh Grant.
I actually know Divine Brown's pimp.
I know Gangsta Brown.
I know Gangsta Brown. Okay, small world.
Yeah. I know Gangsta. I used to talk to Gangsta about that all the time.
He's still around, right?
He's up in the Bay. He's still
okay, good.
He's Gangsta. He's from here though. He's from LA.
Okay.
But he's got popping up in the Bay. But Hugh Grant, that didn't damage his career. They looked at it like a little cute mistake. He was still doing interviews, and he was like, I've been a naughty boy. It was that type of thing. With Shannon Sharpe, he's getting fired. He got to pay all this money. So, yeah, it's a whole takedown. So it's a double standard.
Yeah, but Hugh didn't actually have a job. He was a contractor that got booked for gigs, movies, possibly TV shows, and so forth. Had he been under Disney, I think you might have seen a different situation happen.
You think it was the Disney factor?
I think it was a Disney factor. Because look, I mean, Shannon Sharpe still has a podcast.
Right.
Still doing great. Still gets big guests and so forth. It's the ESPN thing that really affected him.
But the thing is, he's an athlete. When Disney owns ESPN, but it's not like Shannon is doing the next Moana movie. He's not a character in a Disney movie. He's not doing anything for children.
He's representing ESPN.
Right, ESPN, and and the corporation of Disney happened to own it. So that argument can kind of be he's not doing anything for the Disney Channel. He's not on.
I mean, look, I personally don't think he should have been fired.
Right.
This is what I'm saying. Like, regardless of what me and him, because nothing really bad happened between me and him. Right? It was just like I was just annoyed at the way he conducted his business. But I generally felt bad for what happened to Shannon. I felt that he coughed up. If he really did pay $23 million, only to get fired afterwards, he might as well just taken it to court and let all that shit come out, and he probably would have won.
Right.
And the lawyer's fees would have been way less than $23 million. But I think with him, he was probably thinking, because remember, when it first happened, he announced, I'll be taking a break from ESPN, but I'll see you guys back in football season. That never happened. Right.
And you got to understand, man, there's a lot of these lawyers who know how to use racial undertones to exploit people. Tony Busby, a lot of people say Gloria Allred does the same thing.
Yeah.
She goes after everybody black, Michael Jackson, Shaq, everybody. So they know what they're doing. They understand how to use racial code words. They understand the optics of a white woman saying that she was sexually abused by a black man and the culture of that and the history of that. Yeah. They understand how to work the racial angle of that.